Hey, come see us on tour. We're going to be in Los Angeles, Columbus, Ohio, Dayton, Cleveland, Cincinnati, Lexington, Kentucky, Burbank, California, and Honolulu. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets. The big story is that Joe Biden had to react to the Tony Hinchcliffe joke about Puerto Rico and Puerto Rico being a garbage. So he couldn't help himself. And here's what he said. And listen closely, because there's a lot of people who are going to say he didn't say this, but luckily we have the video.
Wait, which Biden is it? The taller one?
This is the...
He's more aggressive.
Young legs Biden.
Or Puerto Rico, where I'm in my home state of Delaware, they're good, decent, honorable people. The only garbage I see floating out there is his supporters. His demonization is seen as unconscionable.
Okay, so I just want to play it for you again. He said the only garbage floating out there is his supporters. I'm pretty sure...
Puerto Rico, where I'm in my home state of Delaware.
He almost said where I'm from. He almost said that. He almost said Puerto Rico, where I'm from. I'm fucking... All right, I'm not from there.
Hey, the name's Jose Brandon.
Yeah, that limitless drug really kicked in right there, right?
YOLO me, homos.
Or Puerto Rico, where I'm in my home state of Delaware, they're good, decent, honorable people. The only garbage I see floating out there is his supporters. His demonization is seen as unconscionable, and it's un-American.
Now, they say he didn't say that, and I think the only reason people think that he said what we just heard him say was because the sound engineer must have been a Puerto Rican. And because he denied it immediately. He said, earlier today, I referred to the hateful rhetoric about Puerto Rico spewed by Trump's supporter at this. Do you see how they're doing this? At his Madison Square Garden rally as garbage. No, that's not what you didn't say his rhetoric was garbage. You said his supporters were garbage.
And you spat it out of your mouth like you had accidentally eaten garbage.
But Jimmy, he made a complete sentence.
Well, I'll tell you what he didn't do. He didn't write this tweet.
Yeah, right. It's a bit too much clarity.
So here is how it got covered in the New York Times. The White House quickly objected to the interpretation of
Yeah, I did that with my girlfriend. I object to your interpretation of my remarks, honey.
The interpretation of his remarks, arguing that he was instead describing the racist language as garbage, not Trump supporters. Luckily, we have the video, which you just watched. The White House released a transcript that showed Mr. Biden was saying his supporters with an apostrophe S. Demonization, meaning Mr. Hinchcliffe's demonization was garbage. No, that's not what they were saying. There was an apostrophe. There are no apostrophes in sound. Okay. Okay. So CNN goes right to work, and you see what it says right there. It says, Biden, only garbage I see are Trump supporters demonizing Latino. That's not what it was.
Wait,
right?
They're doing a different story than Biden sang.
That's right. They're not even on the same page.
I meant the racist Trump supporters.
Yeah.
How did they get in a worse position than Tony now?
So here, and by the way to go for Joe Biden, because an important etiquette rule is to remember that when you are offended that a group of humans are referred to as garbage, the response is to also call the people who said that garbage.
He didn't say that about Puerto Ricans. He said it about the island of Puerto Rico, where the United States military dumps its toxic fucking garbage. Holy shit.
And they do have...
I agree with you.
Here's like a woman.
They are having problems getting garbage off the island. It is a fact. This isn't...
That's why they moved to Delaware, where Joe learned they're fine people.
Imagine leaving Puerto Rico to go to Delaware, dog.
That's all they get out of living there, because they pay taxes, they can't vote, they're allowed to come here. That's all they get out of the deal. It's America fucks Puerto Rico. We treat them like they're a garbage dump. The balls to be fake offended.
And it's a huge, and they're really offensive to the other huge plastic island in the Pacific, Craplantis, that's just sitting there ignoring that.
Craplantis. So CNN immediately jumps on this, and they start touting the White House's line on it. Watch this. Is this going to happen? No? Here we go.
your response to that comment from President Biden, where it sounds like he's calling Trump supporters there garbage?
It sounds like. It sounds like, she says. Sounds like
that.
It's you know why it sounds like that? Because he fucking was doing that. That's why it sounded like that. It's weird that it sounds like.
Jimmy, do you know what I just realized? Do you think when Hillary takes her trash, she's like, okay, when do they pick up deplorables? Is it a separate basket for deplorables?
And you know what, Jimmy? I actually think it's Biden's demented way of making sure Kamala's not elected president.
I agree with you.
I'm with you on that.
Why? Because you can read lips and saw him talking to Obama at that thing? She's not strong. She doesn't know how to call people garbage.
Oh, you mean at the Kennedy's?
They read his lips.
Yeah.
He's not strong.
At the Kennedy's funeral? That's what that
And
was.
Obama's, don't worry, we'll still pull it off. Let's just make love to men in our mind and calm down.
Keep it cool. Keep it cool.
So this is the governor of Pennsylvania, Shapiro, right? And so he hadn't heard that, so she just played it for him, and even he hears the same thing everybody else hears. Watch. Okay, here we go.
I had not heard that until now, Caitlin, so I'm kind of giving you my fresh reaction to it. I would never insult the good people of Pennsylvania or any Americans, even if they chose to support a candidate that I didn't.
So he heard it exactly the way everybody else heard it. But now...
This rat was smart.
But
You know what I thought he was going to say? I would never insult anyone like that unless they were Palestinian, and then I'd kill them.
yeah.
That's a sad
I know you're
one.
in trouble when they bring in the IDF to fucking comment on a situation.
He's former... The White House scrambled Tuesday night to clean up a remark by President Joe Biden, who appeared to refer to Donald Trump supporters as... He didn't appear. You know why? You know why it appeared that way? Because that's what he was doing. Yeah. That is this. They won't stop that. And here they go on. The only garbage I see floating out there is his supporters, his demonization. They put the apostrophe in there. They did that because the White House told them to do that. And that's how bad it is that the Democrats now have to blame it on an apostrophe. The next they're going to blame it on the bossa nova. Here's the Washington Post. Did Biden call Trump supporters garbage? It comes down to an apostrophe and a bucket. It may come down to the placement of an apostrophe, and it's worth a parse. You gotta be shitting. They're really doing this. The controversy centers on a jumbled comment. It wasn't jumbled. It was one time he was speaking clearly in a complete sentence. We know exactly what he was saying. Biden invokes comedian Tony Hinchcliffe's quip at a Trump rally Sunday, labeling Puerto Rico a floating island of garbage, comments that many Republicans and even the Trump campaign have distanced themselves from. Just the other day, a speaker at his rally called Puerto Rico a floating island of garbage. And then the key line, the Washington Post offers 3 different versions of the fucking line. You ready? The first one is, the only garbage I see floating out there is his supporters. His demonization of Latinos is unconscionable, and it's on him. Here's the second one. The only garbage I see floating out there is his supporters. So they put the apostrophe there. Okay. Here's the... Republicans favor the first one because it would mean labeling at least some of Trump's supporters garbage. You know why else they favor the first one? Because that's what he fucking said!
Oh, man.
Wait, I was in the bathroom. Which one do you favor?
Good thing they're not calling more attention to this issue.
That's what I'm saying. Tony got off easy compared to that. How did Biden screw this up worse than Tony's?
He screwed it up.
What are they doing trusting him with a paragraph? Whose fault is that?
There's a lot of blame to go around, Rick. You're right.
Hey, did you know that up to 45% of your coffee could be filled with mold toxins? Yeah, your morning cup might not just be bitter, it could be bad for you. Even after roasting, some of that makes it into your cup. Well, guess what? We've got 1775 coffee, because at 1775 coffee, they decided to do something about that. They don't just pick any beans. They literally climbed mountains in Bolivia, dodging llamas and rainstorms to find the perfect ones. Sounds a little dramatic. The high altitude and cool air slow down the growth of their beans, locking in bold, rich flavors you won't find anywhere else. Less than 30% of the world's coffee is single origin like theirs. So you're getting coffee with real integrity. No blending, no shortcuts. 1775 Coffee. If you're ready for a real cup, visit 1775coffee.com and use the code DORE. That's DORE for 15% off. Power up your mornings with the best. Hey, come see us on tour. We're going to be in Los Angeles, Columbus, Ohio, Dayton, Cleveland, Cincinnati, Lexington, Kentucky, Burbank, California, and Honolulu. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets.